Hello everybody and welcome. I am Count Christo and this is the This Time with Feeling campaign. Thank you ever so much for joining me. We're playing the wonderful Black Ice. The Black Ice control panel? What? Okay. Thank you ever so much for joining me. If you don't know what Black Ice is, I have just released a video called What is Black Ice? Go ahead and watch that first. If you've already seen that or you're familiar with Black Ice, welcome. We're going to do a campaign as Germany, and we're going to beat up the Soviets, we're going to beat up the Allies, and it's going to be a great time. So, let's start going through the checklist of all the things we can do before we unpause. I want to get unpaused this video, if you would believe it. I feel like autarky is a good start. We want to get Göring's 4-year plan started at some point. What is... Okay, Volk Germanschaft Welfare. What is that? Get more monthly population, but more consumer good factories. More output, though. More stability. That's pretty good. Yeah. There's a lot of stuff in this focus tree that we need to get started on. Immediately getting 3 shipyards in 7 days seems extremely powerful. I feel like I need to do that. There's also the SS tree, by the way. If you watch my previous series, I complained that the SS tree was kind of absurdly large. They've made it much, much smaller, and I'm extremely pleased about that. We do want to establish the Hitler Youth because it gives political power bonuses. So we're probably going to do a lot of these really short focuses first. We can also enter the Rhineland, of course, which gives a bunch of extra factories and stuff, and denies a bunch of resources from France, which will be helpful. We can also do speeches, which gives political power, which would be useful. Yeah. Empower foreign nationalists. Cool. There's a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff to be getting on with. Let's do Hitler Youth first. We're gonna do this a few months earlier than historical. So first off, this disables editing or disbanding units belonging to it. Okay. It unlocks SS build-up divisions. Gives us some base stability. Let's do it. Now, on the factory side, I think I'm going to start just building civilian factories. Oh, by the way, infrastructure is actually limited by technology in this mod, which is pretty freaking cool. Do we start just building... Oh, it's something I didn't explain in my intro video, by the way. You have a certain number of each factory. It's like the, there's vehicle factories, artillery, small arms, uniform munitions, light aircraft, heavy aircraft, and armoured vehicles, submarine yards, and shipyards. So, the more of those you have, the higher your national spirit type thing shows up here. As you can see, most of them just reduce cost, but some of them, like the uniform factory, affects division attrition, and one of them, the munitions factory, I think, affects the actual stats of your units. So we're going to need to pay attention to that. But to start off with, it just seems logical to me that we would build a bunch of civilian industry right out the gate. Because obviously, it's all about getting the ball rolling, right? So if we have more civilian industry, we'll be able to build more of other stuff later on. I think we should probably also build some like rubber storage and chromium storage, stuff that we're not very... we don't have plentiful supplies of, because we want to start building supplies of them, like reserves and stuff like that. But I think starting off with civilian industry is going to be fine on that front. Now, the Navy. Well, I think step 1 is definitely, let's merge up the surface fleet and the sub fleet. And then basically, I think we'll probably... Oh, that's cool. We'll probably deal with them later on. I want a separate theatre for subs and possible mine layers. So I'll say and MISC as normal. This is the main theatre. Or we'll call this the North Sea. North Sea and Baltic Theatre. Good. Okay, don't unpause yet. So that's that. Army-wise, let's... Ooh, these planes look nice. I like that little small unit counter. Cool. So, men of Germany. Men of the Reich. Warriors of the Reich. We're going to get you guys... And we're gonna sort you out a bit. We got some garrisons. Got the Wacktrupp. Excuse my German pronunciation, by the way. It's getting better, believe it or not, but it's still pretty bad. The Wachttruppen Berlin. Okay. Well, let's get the tanks out. Coastal artillery. These look like more infantry, but apparently they're 4 different types of infantry. Okay. Oh, there's different level. This there's like 0 to 20 experience level in this mod as well, which is fantastic. Got some cavalry. You can go with the tanks. This is the tanks, isn't it? Yeah. Okay, and then we've got this guy. Okay, and we're going to need to set icons for those. So, 24 army of infantry already ready. It looks like these guys... Let's take a look at our division templates. What do we got? We've got the infantry division, the 13th, 16th, 2nd... Okay. One thing that I don't like about this mod is that you start... It gives you templates, and I dislike that. To me, that's kind of cheaty. Yes, Germany historically on that date established, you know, a new infantry division template. I don't care. That's not my thing. I'm not that kind of history guy. What I care about is having the game systems make sense. So I'm going to switch. Anyone we get, I'm just going to switch to the template we're actually building. So there we go. These guys are all now this template, and I'm going to delete these templates. Okay, so this is our actual infantry division template. As you can see, we got 9 regiments of infantry, 3 artillery battalions, 1, I think that's a heavy artillery battalion with a little line on the right, on the left, and 1 anti-tank battalion. In terms of support companies, we have a division stab, that's a division headquarters, logistics department, field hospital department, engineer company, cavalry recon squadron, and a maintenance detachment. One of the awesome things you can do is you can have lots of different scouts. So we can have armoured car recon and motorcycle recon and reconnaissance battalion and a cavalry recon squadron, and you can just crank up your speed. So on our tanks, we're going to have so many squadrons of recon battalions, you just won't even believe it. We're going to go at lightning speed, and it's going to be glorious. But yeah, for now, everyone can be normal infantry. In terms of panzers, we have 2 templates. So which of these do we prefer? In fact, we only have one of them deployed right now, don't we? The 35, and this is the 36. The 36 is probably better, if I had to guess. What's the difference between these 2 things? These are motorized artillery and normal anti-tank. Motorized artillery, normal anti-tank. We got 1 Panzer 1, 5 Panzer 2s. 1 Panzer 1, 5 Panzer 2s. Motorized and mechanized. Mechanized, motorized. These appear to be exactly the same. So I'm going to rename this. How do I rename it? Can I not rename this? Excuse me, game? Historical name, group? Yeah, but how do I name it? Where's the name? Am I crazy? Have they removed the ability to rename? Okay, no, I just click in here. Oh, but I can't on this one for some reason. Alright, well, I guess this is the one we're going to make. So, Panzer Division. Light Panzer Division. Light Panzer Division. Rename. Good. So we're going to switch our panzers over to the one that I can actually edit properly. It's locked and cannot be changed. Right, because of that... because of this? No. Yeah, I really dislike that. We may disband these so that we can get templates. Because I don't care about the templates being exactly historically accurate. I mean, why on earth would I care about that? So we're going to... we might disband these guys. But first, we'll probably send them to the Spanish Civil War, which is likely to break out soon. And we want some people ready to go over there. They have a puppet? Oh, right, yes. The Spanish Protectorate of Morocco. I like how there's already nukes here. It's like, yeah, keep that in mind. So, thematically, it just makes sense for our guys to kind of ready themselves to remilitarize the Rhineland, I feel like. So let's put those guys over there. And who's going to be our first infantry commander? All new traits and all that stuff on infantry commanders, by the way. Yes, right, we're going to want... Oh, Rundstedt is not a field marshal. In fact, do we have any field marshals? We have 1 field marshal at the start. Well, I feel like Rundstedt... He has field marshal traits, doesn't he? Where's the button? There it is. Oh, right, have they changed this? Yeah, nice. So there's a whole new set of traits and stuff that you can upgrade in here. Excellent. So he's got... Yeah, he has some field marshal traits. Wait, field marshal traits, general traits, earned traits? These are in the wrong order. These are earned traits. These are general traits. These are field marshal traits. I'm gonna bug report that. Give me a second to save this screenshot. Traits wrong. Okay, I'll bug report that because I'm a diligent player. Okay. What do we need on this guy? He's got 8 max units to command. He's got the Iron Cross. He's got Offensive Doctrine. Maybe these are earned traits, but how do you earn them? These are ones that earned. Yeah, those ones are right. But this one, I guess these are earned. Okay. And then there's Offensive Doctrine 2. You're telling me you earn Field Marshal traits. And then you... Sorry, yeah, these it says earn, experience such and such. I think these are Field Marshal traits. Yeah, Field Marshal traits are only assignable to Field Marshals. Right. So you have to earn these, and then you get assigned these, and then yeah, these names are just wrong. Okay, that confused the heck out of me, man. So we're going to want at least 4 infantry armies by the time the war breaks out. So why don't we organize those 4 armies right now? Makes sense to me. Don't worry, research. We'll be getting to you. So, who do we want to be our Field Marshal? Well, we only have one right now. This chappie here. He doesn't seem like our type of chap. I mean, he's got no stats. Maybe there'll be events to promote people. For now, we'll go with him. We're going to use Rundstedt because he's great. These guys are going to control our tanks, so neglecting them. Modal has Defensive Doctrine, which I like. He also has the Iron Cross. We'll put him in there. Next, Bock. Old Bock, my man. He's got good attack value, even if he does have lower division recovery rate. He's also got this Competent General, which allows more units under his command, which is pretty nice. Why has he got Bearer of Artillery? Is that Volchek? What's his name? Volchek, the Polish bear? But yeah, we'll go with Bock. And... oh, he's an awesome general. He's got 3 attack. Is there a 4 attack? Yeah, here's 4 attack. And he's an awesome general. Get in here, Kettering. Alright, so that's going to be our infantry to start off with. Now, tanks. We're going to want a tank field marshal. I need a bunch of political power, not political power, command power to actually promote someone. So probably one of these 3 is going to become our tank field marshal. Manstein just kind of makes sense, right? Wasn't Manstein... or was Guderian... who commanded who? I think it goes Guderian, Manstein, Rommel? Manstein? Not sure. Anyway, not that important. But we'll probably promote Guderian? Maybe Rommel, actually, because Rommel has the highest skill, which is the really important... one of the really important ones for field marshals. Anyway, and then our first tank general... well, actually, only Guderian has Blitzkrieg Master. So yeah, he'll be our actual tank commander. It looks like Rommel is going to become a field marshal. You... well, let's do the icons on these, shall we? So you are just a normal infantry army group, which will make this. You guys are infantry armies. What's the number of X's for army? I think it's 4. Maybe he's the army and these guys are... no, they'd have to be corps if they're under an army. So yeah, I guess he's the army group, he's the army. So they should be, yeah, 4 X's. Oh, it even tells you. Nice. Yeah, he's an infantry. This is our infantry army HQ. Can I change the colors on these things? I can. How cool. It just works with the more complicated template. I like it a lot. All right, well, we go with blue armies where I'm from. So, excuse me. Game. Ah, there we go. Good. You are going to want to be blue. Excuse me. Oh, which blue did I use? How can I make it match? We'll go with that one. Then you, my man. This one? There we go. Okay, good. Yeah, you guys are army HQs. Blue army HQs, in fact. Lovely. There we go. Nice. Now they all match. Good. That's an army group right there. Looking great. Let's delete their delete that order, as it turns out. So we'll have some of these guys waiting to go into the various parts of the Rhineland. Some of the others, oh, interesting front lines. They look quite cool. Looks like they've kind of integrated the... Oh god, I hadn't noticed! Yes! They've integrated strategic view adjustments, at least partly. The units aren't merging as I zoom out. That's the best news. We'll line up some people on the two nations that we're going to be politically maneuvering against first. You are a tank army, so you need a symbol to represent that. I usually use this to represent my tank armies. Sorry, you're a tank army group, I guess. This is a tank army. So we'll get a tank army. And it's a light tank, not a medium tank or a heavy tank. So we'll use this one. Cool. What are these? So you are the garrison... Well, you're not actually a garrison army. I guess... Yeah, you can be number one. Whatever. I mean, it's probably the wrong symbol, but that doesn't matter much. You guys are going to sit in the capital and do military parades. What kind of division are you, by the way? They are just a garrison. Okay, cool. So they're just going to hang out in Berlin and do military parades. These guys, garrisons. Well, for now, they can be integrated with the coastal garrisons because they're just going to be responsible for holding the ports. We want a bad general for that. So let's just use... no offense to you, List, but you're going to be in charge of the ports. New theatre. Oh, they overlap. That's ugly. So well. You are ports and Misk. Good. And give me just a second while I clip this. Overlap. Ugly. I'm going to go report that to the devs as well. Okay, so you guys are going to be our coastal defenders. You will need a commander, although you don't have one available yet. We'll go with just the Wreath for that, that's fine. You guys need an icon. Your coastal garrisons, there isn't a coastal garrison icon, unfortunately, so we'll just go with normal garrison, that's fine. And we will establish, real quick, not there, some defenders. Okay, so here it's most likely to be invaded. So we'll use our proper coastal artillery pieces. Can go over here. And the rest can spread out over here. Look how every unit uses fuel. That's interesting. And they use fuel when they're stationary, by the way. Which is going to be tough for us, considering how little fuel we make. So, sign those guys out. Good, that's the army organized. Next, the Air Force. No one has any experience. Good. Oh, the Air Force also has 1 to 21 levels of experience. Nice! That's really cool. Oh, and you lose less experience over friendly territory. I did not know that. I think that's a base game mechanic, probably. Everyone rally to here, and then we'll sort out the Air Force once they get there. Next up is research. So, we're going to want to start with some industrial research, almost certainly. So we won't worry about this tree yet. So, do you want to go dispersed or concentrated? Essentially, this choice appears to have been made for us. Because we already have some of the 1947 dispersed techs, and I don't want to have to research 4 extra techs. Plus, less bomb vulnerability is good. And dispersed industry is a lot less bad than in vanilla. So, we're going to go with dispersed. Get going on that. Quality control, unit upkeep. That probably reduces the amount of fuel they need. And I'm really keen on getting down towards getting some antimicrobial souffle drugs, because that extra stability is going to really help. So I am going to get quality control right out of the gate. Next, over here, wood-fired engines. It does slow down civilian construction speed, but it reduces your civilian fuel use rather. That seems really helpful because we have such little fuel. Only 3 slots left, my god. Catalytic cracking. We're playing freaking Factorio. Entrenchment speed, landfall construction speed. None of that matters, and we have these ones. Resource gain efficiency is good. Maybe we want to get that. Obviously, that would be way ahead of time. Can't get that yet. Okay, looks like that's industry. So, engineering. These are all ahead of time. We have these two. I don't think we need to start inventing rockets yet. I'm tempted, and I think I am going to do this. I think we're going to invent nukes. And we're going to kind of actually go for it. Improved particle sources, fission experiments, nuclear fission. It looks like a rad counter. reactor research, reactor designs, particle accelerators. I think I am going to get atomic research. It's going to take a lot of our research. We're going to have basically one slot doing nothing but that. But don't you just want to see New York explode in a mushroom cloud near the end of the campaign? That would be great fun. Okay, next research. Well, that's all the industry research we can do, really, unless we want to go ahead of time. Air chief cost. What does that mean? You mean like political power cost? That seems rubbish. There is doctrine we need to do before we can start doing our normal mobile warfare doctrine. And we do really want our mobile warfare doctrine. So maybe we should do that. We need this rolling barrage. Yeah, okay. Let's do that. And then probably some Kriegsmarine stuff, because we want to start building these ships right now. I really like they've reduced the number of hulls from 4 to 3 in lots of areas. So there's just the latest hull is in 1940. I like that change. I think that's cool. So we already have all the tech we actually need at this level for everything except... Alright, yeah. Advanced steam turbine engines and improved diesel engines unlocks just a staggering number of things. A heavy torpedo deployment. Ooh, could be interesting. Right now we're just using... Where are they? Where's my torpedo tech? Oh, that is just the torpedo tech. Okay. We could invent better fire control systems. Do they still have really rubbish... what do you call it? Reliability. They don't! Brilliant. Well, we could start inventing better fire control. Or better batteries. There's also fire control methods down here. Damage control. Invasion tech. An improved huge battery. Yeah, you can get some staggeringly huge batteries. What's this? Yeah. A 508mm gun. That is large. That is very large. I think what we're going to build is a fast and nippy raiding fleet rather than a huge surface navy. So we don't really need to invent these huge batteries. But we could do with better dual-purpose batteries, because we're going to want to put those on our ships pretty much right away. Because we're going to have a lot of trouble with enemy air cover, probably, over the sea. Or, no, actually, yeah, we're going to go with fast raiding fleets, but also a very powerful air force, and that's how we'll beat their navy. I don't think we need this yet, though. Maybe a tank is what we could invent now? Tank designs. Tank manufacturer cost. That does just sound like... Isn't a tank manufacturer just... these? Or, no, I guess those are tank... These are tank designers, not tank manufacturer. Maybe a tank manufacturer is... this? I'm not sure. I'm not sure what that tech grants. Captured armor. Right, when you can unlock enemy tanks. That's fun. But this is the normal generic tank tree. What we want to look at is the what are we called? Yeah, the Panzerwaffe. Waffe just means weapons, I believe. Wunderwaffe being wonder weapons. So we start out with the Panzerkampfwagen 1, which has lots of stats, unlocks this. Cool. And we've currently got Panzerkampfwagen 2, and there's the Panzer Light, and then there's the Heavy. We're going to go with medium tanks, just because they seem like the sensible, middle-of-the-line option. So, do we want... I'm guessing this is, among the mediums. This is light, medium, heavy, but let's examine which of these we think we want. Okay. Common name... Panzer 2 is a common name for a family of German tanks used. This one is a prototype, saw service in Poland. This is the first mass-produced version. Panzer 234. Now, which is better? They cost more in this direction. This one is quite a lot better, but slower. It's got double the soft attack and not double the cost. Yeah, we're going to build these. It's got more... It's got less armor. That's interesting. This was the most numerous tank division in the German panzer divisions. Oh, it also costs double the freaking steel. But it unlocks a new template. Well, we might have to do both. For now, let's invent the Med Panzer, shall we? It's going down here towards some cool stuff as well, so let's invent that. Good, that's tech done. Now, resources. Well, no, next is production. Now, production is where it's going to get complicated. We'll start with a simpler one, which is this lot. These are obsolete in big letters. Okay. Well, first off, let's look at what we're going to build. I think, yeah, we're not going to build capital ships. Well, certainly not going to build any outdated capital ships. Right, this should... He is commissioned, right? Yeah, he just has no modules. Okay. Maybe we just build pocket battleships instead of these large battleships. So we're doing fast. Or we could just do cruisers even. That's probably what we're going to do. Now, light cruisers. What's the difference between a cruiser hull and a Panzerschiff hull? You have same range, same modules? Same modules, same cost. No, the Panzerschiff hull is more expensive. 9 strength. Okay, it's got much more strength. Is it speed the same? I mean, if we put like a... Let's put a big diesel engine on, like a 35,000 horsepower diesel engine on here. It goes 30 knots. If we put a 35,000 diesel engine on here, it goes the same speed. Okay, so these are just slightly more enduring, I guess. We're probably going to build those then, right? Don't need that. Don't need that. Destroyers. Coastal submarines. No, sorry, these are... Yeah, coastal. So we've got coastal submarines, submarines, and fleet submarines. Fleet submarines, I think, are designed for actual combat. Submarines are designed for long-range raiding. Coastal submarines are designed for short-range raiding. Obviously, the advantage of this coastal submarine is that it's smaller and cheaper. It might also be harder to detect. 22 versus 22. No, it's the same detection range. So we'll probably operate a fleet of coastal submarines to attack the Channel and maybe parts of the North Sea. And then we'll operate a normal submarine fleet to attack the Atlantic. That seems sensible to me. Where's my... Where's Billy gone? Here they are. Okay. Yeah, and fleet submarines we're not going to use. This is the fleet submarine, isn't it? Yeah. Cruiser submarines, I don't think we want these. Because they're just too expensive. 290 versus... Oh, no. Oh, okay, but that's because this is the... Right, so the basic interwar submarine is, yeah, 220. It's a lot cheaper. And what's the big difference? Seem to have the same slots. What about detection? U versus U. 22 detection versus 22 detection. Yeah, this one is less visible. Is one of the big differences. Is the strength higher, I would suspect? Yeah, strength is a lot higher on this one, but submarines, they don't need to use their strength. They're supposed to be saying hidden. Okay, so, production-wise, step 1 is usually just finish everything you're currently building, and, excuse me, they've removed control click. Oh, you can only have 3 factories on each submarine. Interesting, maybe you can only have 3 on each anything. But yeah, we are going to stick to the doctrine of build what you're currently building. I think that seems intelligent. Okay. Good. So the reason we're doing this, yeah, it looks like you can only have 3 dockyards on any type of ship. That's interesting change. I mean, it kind of makes sense, right? Because realistically, you can only have 1 dockyard working on one type of ship, right? Is that what we're currently building, or what we have built? I am going to inquire with the devs. What is this and this? It's excellent drawing I'm doing, a little question mark thing. What is this? I'll ask what that is. This is obvious. We're going to use. This is the number of dockyards you're using for building. This is the number you're using for repair. This is the number of different factories you have assigned to different stuff. Oh, that's probably what it is. It'll be the number of different factories you have. So do we have 2 assigned to dockyard? No, we have Many more than 2 assigned to subs, though, so it can't be that. Okay, so that's Navy. We'll deal with what we actually want to build in the Navy once these guys have finished building. Now, infantry, tanks, and aircraft. First off, we have way lower production efficiency than you normally do. We might want to denationalize some industries and lower our tariffs and taxes. Those are both things that I intend to do. Now, deciding how we're going to build all of these different things. Deciding how many factories we want on each thing. And most importantly, the ratios of factories between the different pieces of equipment. For example, the Carabiner is infantry equipment. This is submachine guns and light infantry equipment. And this is field uniforms. The way you decide how many factories you want on each of those is you're going to go to Recruit and Deploy. You're going to go to your infantry division. We need 54 infantry guns. Those are like small pieces of artillery. 1,160 infantry equipment. 1,632 field uniforms, etc., etc., to equip this division. So what I'm now going to do off camera, because I think you guys would not find this interesting, is I'm going to build a spreadsheet which calculates how many factories you need of each of these different bits of equipment in order to manufacture the correct amount to match our infantry division, and then I'm going to do the same thing for our tank division. So I'm going to do that off camera because I don't think you guys would be interested. And then in the next episode, I will show you my spreadsheet, hopefully, which automatically calculates how many factories you should have if you want to just produce infantry divisions, or if you want to produce 75% infantry, 25% panzer, etc. So I'll see you in about 2 hours. No, I'll see you when I've finished building that. It shouldn't take me very long. Thank you ever so much for watching my first episode of Black Ice. Let me just unpause. There you go. We unpaused for an hour. Thank you for watching. It's been a great pleasure. I hope you enjoyed the setup. I think the setup is just as interesting as time passing. I know some people don't. I'm sorry about if you are one of the people in the latter camp. In the next episode, we will start time going and we will begin our political maneuvering to take over all of Europe. I'm very much looking forward to that. Hopefully you are as well. Thank you ever so very, very much for watching. Please do like the episode if you liked it. It helps out a great deal, especially in the first episode of a new series. Helps get that ball rolling. And I know lots of people enjoyed Black Ice last time, so I really hope you do this time as well. Thank you for the final time, I swear. And I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.